Call hello Yahweh Bashim Shai, Bashim Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles, great meals on the well. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and blessings to this, or peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. Let me get straight to it.
Evil, most corrupt plans, and the decision is being made today at 10 a.m. Back in March.
So that was this morning. Again, I won't let this whole thing play. We're just going to get the gist of it.
I had made a video saying that Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, the most evil motherfucker of all time, he's just kind of flying under the radar for everybody. But trust me, she's a fucking monster. She wants quarantine camps for diseases that could be COVID, could not be COVID, things that aren't even contagious. Things like Lyme disease, okay? Things like toxic shock syndrome. You know, the thing you get if you put a tampon in wrong, okay? She wants you to go to the quarantine camp for that. So
and that is how they do. They write their laws ambiguously. Ambiguous. Make sure I said that right. So that way it's open to interpretation, but not your interpretation. A private interpretation. Those who make the laws, who write them, and they make it in a way that it fits their needs or suits whatever it is that they need to suit. So we'll get Isaiah 10 and 1 real quick, and then I'll do my best to let it play through without stopping it. All right, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Right, to prescribe means to write down beforehand. All right, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor, my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. Right, and that is what these devils are doing day in and day out, even all the way down to the taxation of the property of your home and any little money they can get out of you, unnecessarily spent. These unnecessary fees, your car notes, whatever it is you got, they gonna make sure, especially coming in the near future, they're gonna make sure that you own nothing, right? Be happy. Get used to hearing that.
March, the judge marked that it was unconstitutional to have these quarantine camps. In March, the very next day, she filed an appeal. Even though he said it's unconstitutional, she filed an appeal immediately because she wanted this shit, okay? Now, all the stuff I'm about to list is in the appeal. It is going to be the most jaw-dropping thing you ever hear about. You're going to wonder why you haven't heard about this before. So let's talk about it. So if this thing goes through and you are on their list to be taken, they come to your home. It could be in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., 6 a.m., at your job, wherever, whenever. They take you out, put you in their car. No questions asked. You are not allowed to, you can try to fucking ask. Doesn't mean they are required to give you an answer about why they're taking you, where they are taking you, or how long they're taking you for. Next, it can be any age. It can be your newborn baby who's just 2 weeks old. It could be your 3-year-old toddler who's screaming for you and doesn't want to leave. It could.
Right. So, we have reason to believe that you are not taking proper precautionary measures for C-19 virus. I don't know, insert a name, whichever one they come up with next. So we're going to take your children. Or, you got Revelation 2 and 10 that I had queued up. And we'll just read that really quick. And then straight to the point, right? Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. So, of course, the Lord, Yahushua, is talking to us. But to fit this into this current circumstance, right? This devil, he is the physical counterpart of Satan. So we're going to go ahead and read it and fit it in that manner, okay? Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Okay, so if you read the previous verse for context, he's talking to other Israelites, but we understand we're just fitting this into the current, making it fit the current context of the video. And before we go, I'm going to just have this bad boy all queued up real quick like. Where you at? Right, let me see where we at. Okay, yeah.
Be your grandparents. It is any age. There is no age restriction, okay? To get you even more mad, this is all real. This is very real and on the actual list if you go look at the appeal, okay? I'm not making this shit up to scare anybody. It's just fucking scary. You have zero rights when you get there. Just like the J6ers, okay? There is no due process. There is no court hearing. You have zero rights. They owe you nothing.
Especially, and this is me speaking as a man, you remember the patent about you can't patent human DNA or you can't patent something that is natural. But if you insert something that is unnatural, that can be patented. So that's just a way maybe you don't have rights if you already have something stuck in you. Or, let's see.
You are stuck there and you do what you are told. You know, this kind of reminds me of that Rage Against the Machine song, Killing in the Name of. Fuck you, I won't do what they tell me, okay? Next, you can be there for days, weeks, months, years. They owe you no time limit. They are not required to give you any amount of time to when you will be released. It's all on them, guys. If that's not bad enough to scare the shit out of you, if this goes through, this is going to make it even worse. You are forced to eat whatever they give you and take whatever medicine they give you, and also take whatever vaccine that they think is going to help you for whatever condition you have. So you are forced to eat the food, take the drugs, and take the shots.
Right, so, you know, maybe you don't have it and then, you know, they give it to you and now you are property, patented property, and you have no rights. This could go any kind of way, all right? So, while in the spirit of what she said, 2Esdras 16, I'm just going to go straight to 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and in reproach, and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next city great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. And it's beginning to look, and I'm speaking to anybody that is an unbeliever, it is beginning to look as if these prophecies are jumping off the page. Which, if you already believe, you know some of these prophecies have been jumping off the page already, right? And you're going to hear rumors and things that will have a gradual increase. But that's what this devil does. He does things legally. He writes these ambiguous laws. He writes, puts things down on paper and then says, I can do it because law XYZ or statute ABC, whatever it is, right? Pure evil.
Best part and the scariest part is the list on the appeal also includes experimental drugs. That's right. They are allowed to use you as a test subject and try experimental drugs on you. Does this not?
So a lot of these heathen are going to get it, and a lot of these non-believers, and a lot, especially the 2/3. And I pray I ain't a part of that. I pray the Lord keeps my mind and eyes single and dwelling and delighting in his law, which if you read Psalms 119, David goes into that about, you know, keeping him from the enemy because he's delighted in the law, and keeping his foot in his path sure because he loves the Lord and he fears the Lord. Okay, it's a pretty long read, so I'm not going to get all of it, but, you know, you should read Psalms 119. Let me make sure that's the one I actually meant to get. See, I think it's like 100 and something verse. I don't know. It's the longest book in Psalm. Well, it's the longest book in the Bible, period. Yeah, that's it. 176 verses. But hey, man, break it down into 10s or 20s, whatever. But I mean, the more you read, it's going to be hard to stop. Okay, because it is a beautiful thing and something to meditate on, especially as you can see the times we're rolling into.
Hey, look here. Order has to include a duration under 2.13b. There's been an allegation that this rule is some sort of backdoor effort to enact A416, a failed assembly bill. It's well...
Right. So the failed assembly bill is this, written in 2021. So that's what he's saying is a backdoor way to try to get this thing rolling. And, you know, it's the dude in the bottom right corner that's talking. So I just see a bunch of Edomites. There's that one, of course, one Jake woman, or seemingly nigga woman. But the rest of these are Edomites. And I don't really know which way they're arguing. So, let's see.
Settled that the failure of one bill in one house hardly is going to be indicative of efforts of the legislature to reach a compromise on this issue, and then an agency has sort of swooped in and pulled the rug out from under them. Nevertheless, you can find the text of this rule on pages 116 through 119 of the record. If you read through that, you will see this bill is a commitment bill. So even if we had evidence that a critical mass of legislators opposed the proposition for committing people under the circumstances set forth in that bill, it sheds no light on what they would think about 2.13, which doesn't provide for commitment.
One last question for me anyways is specifically which section or sections of the public health law does the state rely upon to authorize this particular regulation?
We rely on PHL 2100, which...
Okay, so... I need to find that. Health. Oh, shit. How about public health? Nothing. Okay. Don't even worry. We gonna find that. That may be a part 2. I need to find that. But here's the Assembly Bill A416, right? Related to removal of cases, contacts, and carriers of communicable diseases who are potentially dangerous to public health, right? For your safety. Relates to the removal. About 167 lines. So, A416, upon determining by a clear, so we're on section 1, paragraph 2. Determining by clear and convincing evidence that the health of others is or may be endangered by case, contact, or carrier, or suspected case, contact, or carrier contagious disease, that option of the governor to after consultation with the commissioner may pose an imminent and significant threat, right? Blase blah boo de woo. All right, such person shall be detained in a medical facility or other appropriate facilities on premise. All right, detained for such period and in such manner as the department may direct in accordance with this section. Okay, so you can read through this. I may read through it and possibly, I'll brought this out to a part 2 and see what I can glean from this, because this is quite a long read. So it's not too long, but too long for this video. And I need to extract this information. So as you can see, very, very interesting times. Esdras saw it. John the Revelator saw it, because, you know, they could full well start implementing the MOTB here. It could go any kind of different way. All kind of different ways. Why? Because the devil is coming down with great wrath, because he knoweth that he have a short time. So if you are listening and learning in sincerity and in truth, I pray that this message reaches you. I pray that you repent and you turn from whatever wicked ways that you are in. If you're on the fence, get on one side or the other, or be destroyed. Well, hell, either you get on one side or you destroy it on the other. Point blank, period. So with that being said, I pray that you are edified. Shalom.